Hi everyone, class 9th. I'm Rashid Khan from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Class today here we'll have to study about is matter around us pure. And in this topic, here is some of the important topics on which we have to discuss, that is how the compounds get formed, what is the atom, how the atom get formed, and how the atom having their smaller particles, they can be of combined to one another, how the compounds get formed, how the molecules get reacted to one another. So on that particular basis we'll have to discuss about the very basic and fundamental things on which we have to discuss. So first of all, on discussing about that the atom, molecules or the compound, we'll have to go through how these compounds may be formed. There are some queries from the student side, so on that we have to discuss how the compounds get formed. Suppose if there is a compound named as hydrochloric acid. So how the hydrochloric acid get formed? What is the formation of calcium hydroxide get formed? So on that particular basis we'll have to discuss before that there is what actually the hydrogen and chlorine, what is the calcium and hydroxide. So first of all we have to know about what are these actually. So before going to discuss that one, the compound, here we'll have to discuss about what is the element. Element is the smaller that could not be further split into the smaller pieces, like hydrogen, helium, neon, chlorine, calcium, magnesium, sodium, fluorine, beryllium, boron, nitrogen, oxygen, that is carbon. There are the number of elements you have to know. But here is the sum of the indication given: 1, 2, 10, 17, 20, 12, 11, here is 9, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7. So these are what actually. Before going to discuss about the how the compound get formed, we'll have to first discuss about how these compounds are derived from this particular structure. So on that particular structure we'll have to know about these are all actually the number of electrons. These are the total number of electrons. So what are these electrons? Electron, proton and neutron. These are the basic things on which we have to discuss about any atom. So the atom must include in these such particular type of subatomic particles like electron, proton and neutrons. So here is the electron. So where is the proton and neutrons to? This one is called as atomic number. This is called as atomic number. And if it is written like that, 12, so that particular things, this one is atomic number. So that one is what? Atomic mass. These are all atomic mass. So on which we have to discuss, if it is the atomic number and it is the atomic mass, what does it means about? The atomic number is actually, atomic number is what? It is actually about number of total electron. What it is? It is the number of total electron. And if there is an atomic mass given, so what is considered to be these may be considered as number of proton and number of neutron in it. So as we know that the structure of atom may be considered as, here is at the center the positive sign and at their surrounding there is a negative sign. So the negative is represented about electrons. So the number of electron is always equal to the number of proton. So how many electrons are there at the outer side of the atom? The number of total proton, that is a positive symbol, is into the nucleus of an atom. So in all that cases the electron is equal to the number of protons. Now here we can say, in case of, if we can see, there is a sodium which is written as 11, sodium written as 11, and if it is written like that 23. So what does it means? It means there is 11 electrons, 11 protons, and how many neutrons are there? So the number of electron is equal to the number of proton. So 11 electron, 11 proton. So how many neutrons are there? For obtaining the neutron, we have to subtract to the atomic masses of either the electron or proton. So there will be 12. It is what actually? It is actually the neutron. So on that particular basis we can say there is a compound formation takes place. Like if there is sodium potassium chloride. So how can we write down this one? They can be written like potassium having 19 electrons and chlorine having 17 electrons. How they can be formed as? They can be formed by the distribution of electron according to their numbers. 19 electrons are there, so they should be distributed according to the law 2n square. That is, in the first cell the energy level, there are the number of maximum electron 2. Into the second there are 8 electrons, so it is completely 8 to 10. And into the next one there is 7 electron. So if there is 7 electron, 1 electron is less to is stable. Why? Because if there is into their last orbit, if there is 2, 8, 18, 32, 50 or 72 electrons of their outer shell, so there will be the no requirement to react to one another. If it is having these electrons in their outer cell, so there is no requirement to react to one another. So on that particular basis there are how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 electrons. So there is need of 1 electron to complete their octane. So these electrons is arrived are shared from potassium, that having 19 electrons in their outer shell. So there is 2, 8, 10 electrons, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If their outer shell having 8 electrons, so they are paired and octet state. So this electron is transferred to the chlorine now, and due to which it will form KCl. This one is a potassium and that one is chlorine. So there is potassium chloride formation takes place, and that is what actually, that is a compound. On that basis we can discuss on more and more how the compounds get formed. Next compound is, suppose there is H2O. So how these H2O may be formed? Hydrogen having one electron, one atomic number. So there are the two hydrogen, this one, and oxygen having 8 electron in it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 8 electron, 6. Total electron, so 2 electron in the first orbit, 6 electron in another orbit. So this hydrogen can complete 1 electron from this side, 1 electron from this side. Now it is total having 8 electrons, and this can be free from any reactions. Why? Because 1 electron is given to the oxygen. So on that particular basis it will form H2O, that is water. Suppose if in another example of this, like calcium chloride. Calcium chloride. Calcium chloride is, you can write like this, CaCl2. So calcium having 20 electrons, chlorine having 17. So there are the 2 electron of a chlorine, 2 number of a chlorine. So there is second chlorine, and it can be designed like this: 1, 2, 3. 2 electrons, 8 electrons, 8 to 10, and last one 10 electron. But this 10 electron couldn't given the stability, so that one is considered to be 8 and 2 electrons. So these 2 electrons that is at their outer shell, it is the most important. Why? Because this can play a significant role for the formation of any compound. So there is a chlorine on which 2, 8, 7, 2, 8, 7, 2, 8, 7, 2, 8, 7, and here is 2, 8, 8, 2. So 1 electron from calcium to chlorine, and this 1 electron from calcium to chlorine shared. If it is given, so that one is formed calcium 1, chlorine 1, chlorine 1. So that one is formed as CaCl2. And it can simply write, or simply can be represented or expressed by the valencies. So what are these valencies? Valencies are what actually we can say? Valencies are what? Combining capacity of an atom of an electrons. What we can say? The combining capacity of an atom of an electron is considered to be as combining capacity of an atom of an electron is now considered to be as a valency. So we can write about the valencies according to the combining capacity of an atom of an electron. So the combining capacity is most important for the formation of any compound. So what actually the valency is? Valency actually is the number of electrons remain on their last orbit of any atom. Suppose if there is potassium having 19 electron, that is atomic number, and there will be the electron filling according to the law, that is 2n square, 2, 8, 10, 9. So if there is a 9 electrons, so it is a least stable. For the most stability, it has to be 8, and at to the last orbit, this could be formed only one electron into their last orbit. So here is number of unpaired electrons of the last orbit of any atom. The unpaired electron of last orbit of any atom. That is what we can consider. This is valency. And valency may be also defined as the combining capacity of an atom of an electron. The combining capacity of an atom of an electron. Why? Because this one single electron take parts in all the chemical reactions. So if it is take parts in all the chemical reaction, so this is what actually this is responsible for all these chemical reaction takes place outside over there into the next one. Why? Because suppose if there is a chlorine and here is a product or compound formed potassium chloride, how it will be takes place? This will be formed on behalf of the chlorine, that is chlorine 2, 8 and here is 2 electron, 8 electron, 10 plus 7, that is last 7 electrons. So here is 1 electron required and here is 1 electron is extra now. So this 1 electron is transferred to the chlorine. And only 1 electron from this and only 1 electron from this they can be considered as. Potassium having plus 1 electron and chlorine having minus 1. That means potassium gives 1 electrons or donate 1 electron and chlorine accept 1 electron. So that is considered to be what? It is the combining capacity plus 1 and here is the combining capacity minus 1. So that is considered the combining capacity of chlorine and combining capacity of potassium. So this is the combining capacity on behalf they can be reacted to one another. Why? Because that one is considered to be the valency, the combining capacity of